Today, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. After waiting all off season, biting our nails, waiting, putting our ear to the door, are they going to get a CBA deal done? Are we going to have a 2026 season? After the CBA deal was done, the next order of business, watching Caitlin Clark ball out on FIBA. I'll take that MVP, please and thank you.
Clark, a deep three!
Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever's new camp footage really does change everything, because this does not look like a team getting ready for a season. It looks like a team sending a warning.
So we are into day number 2 of the Indiana Fever training camp. And we've seen a little bit of footage, and we've seen what the clear focus of the Indiana Fever is going to be on this year. But anyway, we've got to talk a little bit about this right here. And the Indiana Fever clearly going into training camp are focusing on the defensive end. You've seen it's how they've started all the trainings. This was my funniest thing, was seeing Caitlin Clark doing a dribbling warm-up.
And the scary part is, it is not just Caitlin Clark. Yes, the passes are back. Yes, the deep threes are dropping. Yes, the swagger is obvious, but what is really jumping out from this footage is something bigger. Indiana suddenly looks deeper, tougher, and way more complete than the team that came up short last year. And if that is true, the rest of the WNBA has a serious problem, because this was always the real question, not whether Caitlin Clark would return, not whether she would be healthy enough to play. The real question was whether she would still look like Caitlin Clark. Would the timing be there? Would the confidence be there? Would the insane Reed still show up in real speed, with defenders flying around her and no time to think?
History has already been made. Before a game has been played, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever cementing their status as must-see TV. The cash cow, the money maker, the golden goose, the golden ticket, the savior of women's basketball. Yeah, we're going there. Caitlin Clark, her games will be made available. All 44 games will be made available through national TV, national subscriptions, so on and so forth.
Because being healthy is one thing, being dangerous is something else. And from the first camp clips, Caitlin does not look careful. She does not look limited. She does not look like someone easing back into rhythm. She looks dangerous again. You can see it in the passes immediately, not the safe ones, not the easy ones. I am talking about those one-handed lasers and no-look feeds that make you stop the clip and ask how she even saw that. There was even that pass to Maisha Hines-Allen where the ball got there so fast. The reaction basically said it all. That is not someone testing her body. That is someone trusting her instincts at full speed.
Come on, man. Caitlin going to work out here, dog. Love it. And then I saw this clip. Look at, watch this. Caitlin throw a nice pass down to Allen, and then watch how Allen turn around and look at Caitlin. Look at it. And she turned around looking like, man, what? I didn't think that was coming so fast. What was that? Look, all she can do is smile. I'm getting this for the rest of the season? Oh, I'm cooking. I'm cooking. Look at that smile. Beautiful work. Now,
and that is when this whole thing starts to feel different. Because when Caitlin Clark is fully trusting her instincts, Indiana's offense changes shape. The floor gets bigger, defenses panic earlier, shooters get cleaner looks, cutters have more room, bigs get easier finishes. One player's confidence starts changing everything around her, and then come the threes. That is the part people are going to obsess over, and honestly, they should.
She had players playing what's your last name defense, because all they were doing was seeing her, the back of her jersey, like, come on, dog. Caitlin Clark be out here cooking, man. Come on. Knocking it down from the top. Look at these consecutive threes, man. This is beautiful work. Come on, man. Now, one thing I am paying attention to is how she's doing the 1-2 step. I wonder if she works on the grabbing it 2 feet, plant, and just shooting it for a quicker 3. I wonder if she work on that.
Because it is not just that she is making them. It is how she is making them. Off movement, off the dribble, with a hand up, from deep enough to bend the defense before the possession even starts, That is not a player trying to find rhythm. That is a player who already found it. But here is where the story gets scary for the rest of the league. This is no longer just about Caitlin Clark looking good. It is about the fact that the roster around her suddenly makes a lot more sense. Indiana did not just keep talent this offseason, they kept belief. And that matters more than people realize. Kelsey Mitchell could have left. She had every reason to. She had the season, the production, and the value to test the market. Instead, she came back. And when she talked about it, she did not make it sound like a business move. She made it sound personal. She talked about family, about the locker room, about the relationships. That tells you everything.
I think that's where I grew the most, if I'm honest. It was at a time where, like I said, I mean, it sounds cliche and it sounds boring, like the same song and dance, but this place was empty for a long time when I first started my career here. And I knew what it was like to connect with the fans on a personal level because, you know, we didn't have as much, you know, leeway to, like, really engage. And so me being outside was just me being a family person, me being a person, me being a human, really, because at the time we didn't have that many fans, and so the fans that did come out and support, it meant a lot to me, and it was just a way of showing appreciation, really, man. I wouldn't trade it in because it kind of made me get to this point in my career, but I wouldn't be anybody without that.
Players do not talk like that when they think a team has hit its ceiling. They talk like that when they believe something real is building. And Mitchell coming back is massive because her fit with Clark is one of the hardest things in the league to guard. If a defense sells out to stop Caitlin, Mitchell attacks downhill and punishes them. If a defense starts worrying about Mitchell's pressure, Clark gets more space, cleaner reads, and easier looks. It is a brutal combination when it is clicking. Last year, you saw flashes. This year, it looks like Indiana is chasing the full version. Then there is Aaliyah Boston, and honestly, this might be the most important part of the whole thing. Because while Clark bends the game, Boston steadies it. Indiana did not just keep Boston, they locked her in like a franchise pillar. And that matters because every real contender needs someone who can survive ugly basketball. Boston is that player. She settles possessions, she owns the interior, she absorbs contact, she cleans up chaos. Clark might be the one stretching the defense until it breaks, but Boston is the reason the whole thing does not fall apart when the game gets physical. And in the playoffs, that matters more than highlights. Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham coming back matter too, and not just because of shooting. Continuity matters, trust matters, familiarity matters. Indiana is not starting from zero here. They already know how to play off Clark. They already understand the pace, the spacing, and the movement. That is why the footage looks sharp already. This team is not introducing itself. It is accelerating. But the biggest shift might be this. Last year, Indiana had talent. What they did not always have was enough force when the game got nasty. And that is exactly where this offseason starts looking smart. Monique Billings gives them pace, rebounding, communication, and a front court piece that actually fits the way Clark wants to play. She runs, she finishes, she gives them another reliable target in motion. She looks like someone who can immediately make life easier for everybody else. And then you add Myisha Hines-Allen. That is where the tone changes, because Hines-Allen brings something Indiana badly needed: weight, edge, resistance. She is the kind of player who makes games feel uncomfortable for the other team. And that matters because playoff basketball is not just about skill. It is about who can still function when the game gets rough, slow, and physical. Last year, Indiana had skill. This year, they might have skill and bite. That is a huge difference. Even the rookie storylines tell you something is changing. People tried to turn Raven Johnson into drama almost immediately, but that felt like internet nonsense more than anything real. The more interesting part is what she actually brings on the floor: defense, pressure, activity, the ability to make life harder on opposing guards without constantly giving away cheap fouls. That is useful right now. And then there is Justine Pizzot, who is quietly becoming one of those camp names people keep bringing up. The size stands out, the length stands out, but the real reason she is getting attention is because she looks more playable than expected. Active defensively, disruptive, recovering, contesting. If Indiana gets one more real wing piece than people saw coming, this team gets even deeper. And that leads to the biggest point of the whole video. Stephanie White is not coaching this team like she is trying to create a fun offense around a superstar. She is coaching like she thinks this team can actually win. The emphasis on defense, communication, and consistency is not subtle. And that is what makes all of this more than just camp hype. Because when you combine White's structure with Clark's creativity, Indiana starts looking like a team that can hurt you in every phase. Not just in highlights, in habits, in pace, in pressure, in depth. And that brings us to the real reason this footage matters. It is not because the clips are flashy. It is because the clips are starting to prove something. Clark looks fully back. The core stayed together. The front court looks tougher. The depth looks better. The defensive identity looks more serious. And for the first time, Indiana does not just look exciting, they look complete. That is the word, complete. And that is exactly what they were not last year. So when Caitlin Clark says she thinks Indiana will be the favorite to win it all, that suddenly does not sound like empty confidence. It sounds like a team showing you exactly how it sees itself. Personally, I think that is the biggest shift of all. The Fever do not look happy to be part of the conversation anymore. They look like they are trying to own it. So yes, this new camp footage changes everything. Not because practice clips guarantee banners, not because social media always tells the truth, but because for the first time, Indiana looks like a team where the talent, the chemistry, the toughness, and the belief are all lining up at once. And when that happens, contenders stop looking theoretical. They start looking real. If you are still watching, drop Fever Ready in the comments. And tell me this, what was Indiana's smartest offseason move?